With one final nod, she leads the way out of the inn and back into town. The rest of the journey towards Illumia is peaceful, yet uneventful. The Pongo snoozes on my head for most of the way there. Leanna frequently sneaks a peek at him and smiles to herself. Zack keeps to himself and continues to be in the lead for fewest lines spoken. I guess we're playing a game of that now. By midday, I can see the stone buildings of Illumia. We make it through the city gates without incident. Gosh, this is such a beautiful city. Just look at that. Take it all in. Goodness me, that's great. Unlike the quaint houses of Meadow Hill Village, Illumia is built taller and grander. There's more noise as people fill the streets. Zack stares down a side street.
This is me.
No, that's not you, Zack. That's a side street. I crane my neck and peer into an alcove.
It's a shortcut to the inn.
Not gonna ask how you know that. Leanna nods.
Safe travels. Hopefully our paths will cross again.
I have a feeling they might.
Good luck at the Mage Academy.
He heads into the alley. Do you think we'll see him again? She shrugs.
Mercenaries have a way of just popping up. Let's keep moving. The Mage Academy is straight ahead, closer to the center of town.
I'm going to assume it's the big building right behind you. She points to a looming tower with a high steeple. As we get closer, I see that the tower is attached to a castle. Whoa. You studied here?
Yep.
It definitely looks prestigious. That's for sure. If that's the castle in the background, it's very prestigious looking. She notices my wonder.
What's your academy like?
Liberal arts college, party school, normal university. Well, I did go to a liberal arts college, so I guess I gotta go with what I really did here. The campus is a lot smaller. We don't have a big research facility either. But at least that means class sizes are a lot smaller too, so we can get more individualized attention from our professors. Leanna smiles fondly. I think I just got some waifu points from that.
Only those with a natural talent for magic are accepted into the Mage Academy. I learned everything I know about casting from my mentor here.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully he's here today.
I'm sure he'll be of great help. We begin making our way down to the grand streets of Illumia. Once we arrive at the academy, Leanna pushes right through the wrought iron gates and leads me across the expansive quad. Students pass by in flocks, chatting animatedly. Each of them wears nearly identical long cloaks, differing only in color. Leanna glances excitedly at a girl wearing a white cloak. Do you know her?
No, but we're in the same house.
Hufflepuff? What does that mean?
You can tell by her cloak. White means she's learning wind magic.
Oh, that makes sense now. I pay more attention to the specific colors. There's white, red, blue, and green. I bet I can guess which color represents what. Wind is white. Leanna nods. Red is fire, blue is water, and green is earth. She grins.
You got it.
Of course I do. It was such... I'm so smart. How could I not get it? Only someone of my intelligence level could have possibly understood that. We walk past an enclosed field. A young man sporting a green cloak holds a book in one hand and, with his other hand, aims his manipulator straight ahead of him. His mouth is pressed in concentration and beads of sweat line his forehead. What? After a few tense minutes, the earth rumbles beneath him and dirt spikes shoot out from the ground. That was awesome.
Come on.
But I'm watching the guy. Leanna pulls on my arm, reverting my attention back to the task at hand. I guess I need to focus now. We enter the east wing of the castle and into an open foyer. There are only a scattering of students wandering these halls, and most are accompanied by an adult wearing long black robes. I assume they must be the professors. Leanna scans each professor we pass, as if looking for someone specific, probably her mentor. She leads me up a winding staircase, then grins when she spots an older man with graying hair. His robes are pleated with white stripes, and he carries a staff in one hand.
Professor Orin.
He turns at the sound of his name and matches Leanna's grin.
Leanna, one of my best and brightest. What a pleasant surprise.
She smiles bashfully at the compliment.
It's great to see you again.
What brings you to the academy?
Actually, I'm here on official business. I'm sure you've heard of the random concentrations of magical energy by now.
Oh, I'm sure that the Mage College knows. He nods.
Well, I found someone who was directly impacted.
She gestures to me. I shift awkwardly as his gaze falls on me. Although he looks intently at me, I can sense his curiosity.
What exactly do you mean by impacted?
As you can see, it's kind of affected how I look.
I was investigating a report of unusual magic energy in Meadowhill, and it turns out the concentrated energy originated from him.
Professor Orin raises a skeptical eyebrow, just the... Really?
That level of energy would tear a human apart from the inside. Are you sure you weren't mistaken?
My manipulator read the energy level. Maybe we can use the Academy's equipment to scan him again.
Yes, let's do that.
We're doing what now? What did I just get volunteered to do, or have done to me? He motions for us to follow him, then turns down the hallway. We arrive in a spacious room. There's a large device on one end of the room, which is separated by a wall of glass. The device has two panels on the side, which stretch up about 8 feet off the ground. That is huge. On the other side of the room are a handful of students and professors. They constantly focus their manipulators in what I assume to be magical tests, and every so often jot down notes. A couple of pongos openly roam about the room, mostly ignored by the people. If one wanders a little too close to a crystal, a student chases it away. Otherwise, they leave each other be. I thought you said pongos weren't really welcomed in society. Leanna looks fondly around the room, a reminiscent smile on her face.
They aren't, but mages tend to like them. Pongos absorb residue energy on the mage from casting, which is surprisingly nice. Kind of feels like a gentle massage.
I could go for a massage right now. Professor Orin gives her a soft nudge.
Go ahead.
What are we doing? She nods and turns to me.
We're gonna take another scan of you now.
What does that entail? You're talking about that huge thing behind the glass, right?
Yeah, it looks intimidating, but it functions the same way as my manipulator.
I don't believe you. All right. Skeptical across my face. One of the students leads me to the device and has me stand between the two panels. There's a crystal mounted on top of each panel. As he closes the glass door behind him, the quiet mumbling of voices is muted into silence. That's not concerning. A beam of soft light emits between the crystals and slowly descends towards my head, passing through my torso and disappearing at my feet. Once the light is gone, the same student lets me back into the room. Professor Orin looks grave, while Leanna's mouth is pressed into a firm frown.
This can't be right. Maybe we should scan him again.
Leanna, the levels that you reported would have killed this young man.
I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
He even so, how is it possible that this scan shows he has 0 magical energy?
Because I have no potential. She holds out her manipulator. Just when we first met, a pale light glows. Unlike our initial meeting, as she holds up her manipulator closer to me, the light remains unchanged. Leanna's face falls. Professor Oren puts a comforting hand on her shoulder.
Had he just cast it? Perhaps it was magical residue which you had read. As you know, that tends to slowly leave the body after each magic use.
But at the same point in time, the levels she just read, Professor Oren, you said would have killed me. How is it possible my residue would have been that high? She shakes her head.
It was too high a reading to just be residue.
Thank you. Defend Leanna, don't get involved. I mean, I could try to get involved here. I think that might be a good idea to do. The last time Leanna used her scanner thing on me, that little glowy light was pulsing like crazy. Like, it was almost flatlined. It was beeping so much. Professor Oren seems intrigued.
Then perhaps it was a faulty reading from your manipulator.
You don't really even seem to believe that yourself.
Perhaps.
I can hear the skepticism in her voice. It seemed to be working fine before. Leanna shakes her head as if asking me not to continue. Okay, just trying to help.
I should get back to my students, but I hope I get to see you again.
Professor Oren gives Leanna's shoulder one last comforting squeeze before he leaves. While our discussions had been taking place, I noticed the Pongos would watch me with interest. A green one starts to gravitate towards us. Maybe it's interested in Leanna's magic? But then why does it look like it's heading towards me? Is it because of you?
Polly?
Yeah. I look down and see my wobbly blue friend at my feet. Hey, you're back. He bounces on the ground and fixes me with his wide smile. Suddenly, he stops and stares at the green Pongo, who blinks back at him. He hops towards it and grins.
Poi. Poi poi. Poi.
What? My Pongo's eyes widen.
Poi. Poi poi.
I think we need subtitles for this. The green Pongo grins and hops away, and my Pongo follows it. I have no idea what just happened, but why do I feel all warm and fuzzy inside? That's a very good question. As the Pongos run off, a professor in a wheelchair rolls towards us. Although he's lost all his hair, he doesn't seem as old as some of the others.
Leanna.
Oh! Professor Xavier. She doesn't bother containing her surprise. What?
Professor Xavier.
Pleasure to meet you, the Professor Xavier. What am I thinking? Well, what are we thinking a little meta? Pleasure to meet you, the Professor Xavier. I mean, I'm curious. How would we go the Professor Xavier? Wait, your name is Professor Xavier. He blinks.
Yes. Have we met before?
Professor Xavier teaches the effects magic has on the human body, including any genetic mutations from frequent use of magic channeling.
That sounds oddly meta. My eyes grow wide as I gape at him. Professor X teaches about mutants. The two of them share concerned glances.
Professor, is there something I can help you with?
Oh, we're not going to explore that any further, huh? We're just going to drop my comment and walk away? That's probably for the best.
Leanna, how high was your original energy reading?
If she says over 9,000.
In the thousands.
He creases his brow and ponders quietly.
Tell me, are you familiar with the theory of temporal rifts?
Leanna and I both shake our heads. Of course, I'm going to shake my head. I have no idea what's going on.
In the most basic sense, a temporal rift occurs when the fabric of the universe is torn. In the midst of this tear, there is a moment where the parallel worlds overlap.
Leanna and I glanced sharply at each other. Would it be possible to cross between these worlds?
It may be in theory, but it'd be very difficult. After all, that type of travel between worlds would require an immense amount of energy, an amount that no human would be able to manipulate and survive.
Like, what kind of level we talking here?
That's why most elders have dismissed this as nonsense. But listening to all that's been said today, it coincides quite closely with this theory.
For the first time since we arrived at this school, I begin to feel a glimmer of hope. What more can you share about this theory?
Well, not much, I'm afraid. As I said, most consider it to be either nonsense or too inconsequential to waste their time on.
Again, but where do you lie on this?
Although there is one man who spent his life developing and researching this theory. He used to be an instructor of this academy.
And then everyone probably shoot him away because they thought he was crazy.
Is he still in Illumia?
Unfortunately, he left many years ago in search of Ember Mist.
Leanna purses her lips.
The hidden city.
He nods. If it's hidden, I'm guessing it will be hard to find. No shit, Sherlock. Why are you asking dumb questions or saying dumb things? Before he can respond, a student with 2 long pigtails strides over.
Please allow me to accompany you on your quest.
Who are you? Professor Xavier replies sternly.
Absolutely not.
Oh, now he's angry.
Could you elaborate on your disapproval? This is an excellent opportunity to further my research and education.
This is not a Mage Academy sponsored expedition, so there won't be mages around to protect you. It's a dangerous journey, especially given the fact that no one knows the location of Ember Mist.
The girl stays silent, and I can practically see the cogs in her head spinning as she contemplates his words. Finally, she nods.
Understood.
As soon as she finishes speaking, she turns on her heel and walks away. What just happened?
Pay her no mind. That's just how she is.
Again, what just happened? Who is she?
That's Amelia Estelle, the university's prodigy. She's only a teenager, but already a mage caster, which means she can manipulate 2 different elements at the same time.
Well, that's pretty impressive, especially if you know about her. I flash her a grateful smile for automatically explaining what a mage caster is. I'm guessing mage casters are usually a little older than a teen? Leanna grins.
Just a little. Most mage casters are in their 40s.
Just a bit. My eye widens. She must really be something special then. She's something. Not sure what it is, but she's something.
Anyway, thank you for all of your help, Professor.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to be more helpful, but I wish you the best of luck on your journey.
Thank you, Professor Xavier. After saying goodbye, his wheelchair moves on its own and pushes him out of the room. Whoa! Did his wheelchair just move by itself?
Not quite. He's using wind magic to push it along.
I probably could have figured that one out. The more I see magic in use, the more I wish I could use it.
What did you think of everything the professor said?
It sounds exactly like what happened to me. We should find this Ember Mist city and talk to the professor there. She nods.
Unfortunately, no one knows how to get there.
Well, damn.
Let's stop by the inn. Since it's a hub for travelers from all over, there's bound to be someone who knows something.
True. That sounds like our best course of action. Once agreed, Leanna leads the way out of the academy. Because, you know, in a big city like this, we were seeing a lot of stuff in some of the inns to begin with. Now we've got a huge city and probably an even bigger inn, so greater wealth of knowledge, potentially. I follow her through the twisting roads of Illumia. When I asked why we were taking so many turns, she said she wanted to avoid the marketplace, which would be so crowded with people we wouldn't be able to walk through. Makes sense. Soon we reached the inn. The place is a lot larger than any other inn we've stayed at so far. Along with the smoothly crafted dining tables, there's a fireplace along the far wall with labeled jars on the mantel. The place is fairly busy for this time of day, and only a couple of tables are open. Per usual, Leanna speaks with the innkeeper. I see him pointing towards a couple by the fireplace. When she returns, she drops a key in my hand.
Here's the key to your room. I figured we're going to be spending the night here.
Thank you. I nod as I pocket my key.
The innkeeper doesn't know how to get to Ember Mist, but he says that that couple comes from the far desert. They might know.
Maybe we should split up. We can cover more ground that way.
Good idea. I'll go talk to that couple first.
Have fun. Okay. As Leanna walks off, I survey the room. Ask the group of adventurers, ask the cute girl, ask the loner in the corner. Well, let's see if we can talk about the group of adventurers. That's usually a good place to start. I approach a table of misfits. These guys look like they're well-traveled. There's a tall, bulky man wearing fur boots and a loincloth and very little else. His muscles ripple as he takes a swig from his tankard. Beside him is a short and stout bearded man. Gold is entwined in his braided beard and a scar runs from his bald head down to his cheek. The last member of their party is a little blonde, elegant man. A bow is slung on his back and his glossy hair spills around it. Hey there. The blind man grins while the other two peer at me.
Well, aren't you a tall, refreshing drink of water?
Now stop it.
I'm Randall, but you can call me Randy.
Sure thing, Randy. He winks. Now I'm uncomfortable. Well then. Nope. I'm out of here. Nope. I'm just, well then. Hi. I'm Sylar. I hope I'm not intruding. I just had a quick question.
Not at all. Ask away.
Do any of you know how to get to the city of Ember Mist? Randall laughs.
Do you still believe in those fairy tales? Ember Mist is just a myth.
I think it's a real place. The bald man frowns.
The city's underground.
This time, the hulking barbarian cracks a smile.
You believe in it too? Of course not. But if it did exist, it would be underground. Otherwise, why hasn't anyone been able to find it?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Says the person too dumb to wear clothes.
I'm wearing clothes!
Your underwear doesn't count.
I mean, it's technically a piece of clothing. The two continue to bicker as Randall tries to soothe them both. I slowly back away. That wasn't very helpful. Ask the cute girl or ask the loner in the corner. Well, if I'm just going on down the line, let's ask the cute girl. I approach the pretty redhead by the bar. Hey there. She smiles.
Hi.
I no longer wish to do this. Are you looking to join a party?
I can be.
Continuing. I sit down beside her. Have you been here long? She gives me a curious look.
Long enough to know that I haven't seen you before.
I'm just passing through.
Oh, where are you headed?
To Ember Mist. Suddenly, her smile drops. That's not the reaction I was expecting.
Ember Mist doesn't exist.
You too. I frown. I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. Alright, never mind then. Her smile drops again, and she grabs her drink. She sways her hips as she walks and approaches a man who's drinking alone. Her alluring smile returns as she sits down beside him and touches his hand. Wait a minute. Is she a consort? Yes. That's why she was named Consort. Stupid. Let's pretend that didn't just happen. Looks like I'm not having much luck. I wonder how Leanna's doing. Judging from her pout, she had about as much success as I did. We make our way back to the bar.
Greetings.
Why are you back? Amelia waits for us by the bar, and I'm startled to see her presence. Leanna looks just as shocked.
What are you doing here?
And why are you at the bar? This is for the grown-ups to drink at, teenager.
I've come to accompany you on your journey.
Our what now?
Professor Xavier made it very clear that you were to stay at the Academy.
What the waifu said.
His logic is rational, but my presence and assistance is far more beneficial for you than it is for me to remain at the Academy.
Huh? What assistance?
I am aware of the location of Ember Mist.
How is that possible?
I don't believe her.
How I know is irrelevant.
Alright, if you know, then tell us where it is.
I will gladly impart this knowledge into you should you accept me as a travel companion.
Damn it, I should have expected that.
But the Academy won't let you go.
She shrugs.
If I cannot go, then I suppose neither can you.
Are you real? Are we really doing this right now? Really? Are we throwing a tantrum right now about this? Leanna bites her lip. I can tell she's torn. We should let her join. This is a bad idea. Well, I'm curious. I want this little girl to humor us just to see if she can actually pull through. Push comes to shove. We send her back and just kind of go, don't know how she got here. She just kind of joined up and we just kind of brought her back. So, you know, let's let her join. There's a risk, but also a very good reward if she's actually right. We should let her join.
We shouldn't go against a direct order from the Mage Academy.
Doesn't affect me whatsoever. I don't know these people. What other choice do we have? She frowns. Nobody at this inn knows the location. I doubt we'll find anyone else who can tell us how to get there. Are you really willing to give up this lead? Leanna runs her hand through her hair as she thinks. She steals glances at Amelia, who watches us with hawk eyes. Finally, Leanna's expression softens, and she nods.
Fine. You can come with us, but only on the condition that you let us bring extra protection.
That is a logical conclusion. I am not opposed to it.
All right. I'll see if I can find some mages last minute.
No!
That's a quick response. Both Leanna and I stare at Amelia.
Mages will alert the Academy of our proposal.
Potentially. And then they wouldn't let us go.
Correct.
I suppose that makes sense.
She taps a finger to her chin.
I guess the only other option is to hire a mercenary.
I don't want to hire somebody. That requires money, and I don't have money. She grins.
And I think I know just the guy.
You're not thinking who I think you are. Leanna and I scan the inn for any signs of Zack. She spots him in a secluded corner of the inn, drinking alone. I bet you he was the loner in the corner.
Hey, Zack.
He looks up from his tankard. If he's surprised, he doesn't show it. He nods his greetings.
Guess things went well at the academy.
Sure.
As well as expected. I'm actually here to do business.
He cocks his head slightly.
You have my attention.
He heard money. Okay, let's talk.
We need protection for our newest companion.
She nods towards Amelia, who merely stares at Zack. He gives her a once-over.
Isn't she a mage?
Yes, but a student.
That is not an accurate description. I am...
Shut your face. Leanna glares at her.
A student.
While not untrue, I have fulfilled the necessary curriculum to be considered...
Shut up, student!
Amelia!
Leanna is clearly exasperated. Amelia cocks her head to the side and studies Leanna curiously. Anyway, what we're trying to ask is, are you for hire and will you accept this job? Zack pauses and takes a long swig from his drink. He looks from me, to Leanna, to Amelia, then pauses again. Out with it, dude. Finally, he nods.
All right.
That was easier than expected.
Really? That's great. We're headed to Ember Mist.
Zack raises an eyebrow.
The hidden city?
We have someone who knows the way.
Zack's gaze falls on Amelia.
Interesting.
All right, now that we have our team, what do we do now?
There's no point in beginning our journey when the sun is almost gone.
Fair point. That's true.
I should return to the academy before my disappearance is observed.
Good idea. We can reconvene here tomorrow morning.
The three of us leave Zack alone and Amelia heads out of the inn. Just as she leaves, a group of young adults burst in. They laugh loudly and their cheeks are flushed as if from dancing or running. A circlet of flowers is on each of their heads. Leanna gasps.
Oh, the festival!
What festival? Festival?
Yeah, it's a celebration of the spring equinox. Do you want to go check it out?
Sure. No. I'm tired. I want to go to my room, go to bed. Hey, you know what? Sure. Let's check it out. Get to learn a little bit more about, Terra's culture here. Sounds fun. Leanna grins.
It is. It's one of my favorite festivals.
And we're writing that down in the Waifu Journal. Love's Spring Equinox Festival in Illumia. We exit the inn. Although the moon has traded places in the sky with the sun, the streets are still bustling with people. Leanna and I follow the crowd until we reach Town Square. God, this place is still pretty at night, too. Colored strings of crystal lights hang from the large cherry trees lining the perimeter of the square. Their lights spill soft rainbows on the smiling faces of the townsfolk. The heavenly aroma of spices and grilled meat entices me towards the festivities. A simple stand is set up on one side of the square where musicians play a jaunty tune. They tap their feet in time to the beat as dancers whirl around the center of the square. As we pass through the square, giggling girls offer circlets of flowers. Leanna happily accepts hers and lets the girls place it on her head.
It's so beautiful. Everything looks so different.
Yeah, in comparison to this morning. Her eyes sparkle and she taps her feet to the rhythm of the music as she watches the pairs of dancers jumping and twirling. For the first time since we've met, Leanna's face holds no trace of caution. My eyes are drawn to her as her smile lights up her entire face. She turns towards me and I quickly look away. I hope she didn't catch me staring. I mean, I kind of hope she did, so she'll know that I'm kind of checking her out.
Would you like to dance?
Me? No, I can't. I don't know how. I'm up for it. Time for some bumping and grinding. Can you handle my mad b-boy skills? I can't dance. You know what? When the waifu asks to dance, you say you can dance. I'm up for it. Sure, but I've never danced like that before.
Oh? How do you normally dance?
I don't. Her eyes glitter as she waits expectantly. One step at a time, suave, but elegant. This is awkward. Well, I mean, you could do it some small ballroom, you know, suave and elegantly. You know, I'll go with the one step at a time. I awkwardly step from side to side. Somehow, I'm dancing even worse than usual, and I am not even keeping in time with the beat. Oh, that's embarrassing. Leanna hides a giggle. Don't you laugh at my terrible dancing.
Let me show you how we do it here.
Thank you. She takes my hand, it's in hers, and pulls me to a more secluded area on the dance floor.
For this song, we're gonna raise our right hands up like this so they touch.
Okay. She bends her elbow and holds up her arm to eye level. Then she moves my arm so it matches hers. I can feel the warmth of her fingers as they brush my own.
Our hands will stay here, and then we use our right foot to step to the right, then left foot back. Then we'll shift our weight front and back in a ball change.
All right, I gotta process all that. Okay, so hand up, right hand up, and we use our right foot to step to right foot to the right, left foot back, and we shift our weight front and back in a ball change. Okay. As she speaks, she demonstrates the steps.
Then we do the same thing on the left. Left foot left, right foot back, and ball change.
Okay.
Then we step to the right and spin from behind.
There's a lot going on here.
Come on, try it with me.
Yes, ma'am. All right. We get into position and Leanna counts off.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, I don't want to do this. First I step. Illumia Festival minigame. Remember and repeat the icon pattern. Oh god, it's Simon Says. Alright, get my focus attention on. Alright, here we go. Okay. Easy peasy enough. Middle, middle, left, left. Boom! I win! I'm the best dancer. Sorry there wasn't much going on to that one. I really wasn't sure how this one was going to be. It was very different, and at first the colors are very hard to see, at least for me. Matching Leanna, I step with my right foot.
That's it.
Then I step with my left foot to the back and do a ball change. Next, we do the same thing on the left side. Then we step with our right foot and spin. Okay, we're doing this again. Right, up. All right, I like these icons. And it's definitely us dancing with her. That's cool, I just noticed that. That's really subtle. I think that was it. Middle, down, down, left, right. I mean, I won, so it doesn't matter. I step to the right and spin from behind. Leanne and I are a step apart. Did we do this right? Are we supposed to be this far apart?
Yeah. Normally, we'd be facing our new partners, and we do the whole thing over again, starting with our left foot.
Okay.
And once that's done, we'll be facing each other again.
We go through the steps another time, and I managed to dance perfectly.
Wow, you're a natural. Are you sure you've never done this before?
No. Never done this before. Her warm grin is infectious, and I find myself grinning just as broadly. It's because I had such a great teacher. Boom! That blush coming in clutch there. Whew! Her cheeks flush, and as she's about to reply, our gazes meet. Leanna's breath catches in her throat, and she seems to forget what she's about to say. For a second, I forget about the crowds of people around us. All I can see is her. Then someone jostles us, and we quickly look away. What just happened here? I catch her glancing at me, and she smiles shyly now that the moment's ruined.
So, do you think you're ready to join the rest of the dancers?
I don't wanna. I'm game if you are. I hold up my hand and she accepts it with that same coy smile. Then I lead her out to the dance floor. Well, we're definitely making some progress. We dance late into the night until our feet ache and our throats grow hoarse from laughing. The party is still going strong as Leanna and I return to the inn and head into our separate rooms. I haven't had that much fun in ages. As I fall into my bed, I enter dreamland with an immense smile on my face. Finally make a move, and it works and it sticks and she likes it. Off to a good start there. The next morning, we regroup downstairs at the inn as planned.
Is everyone now prepared to begin our journey?
Absolutely, and we are going to begin this journey to Embermist next time. I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you guys did enjoy that. Minigame's kind of nice. At first, it's a little tough just to kind of know how it was going to set on up and blink and flash, but still really fun. Really definitely makes you pay attention. I like how those tiles, though, were set up as you dancing, you know, her around the waist, your hands, your feet, and everything else, too. So that was really kind of cool to see, too. But as always, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to let me know by hitting the like button down below or leaving a comment. It really does help me out. I do read all of the comments. And if you've not done so already, or you are new to the channel, unleash your power by hitting the subscribe button down below today as well. And I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.